Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about NBA 2K23. So there are a bunch of YouTubers that were invited to Community Day. I think that went on last month. Anyway, they were invited to Community Day and they had a chance to test out the builder. They had a chance to test out gameplay, Jordan challenges, all that good stuff that is going to be dropping Thursday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, sir. So I'm super excited for the game. Everything's looking really good. But today's video we're just going to review what those YouTubers are saying in preparation for the builder. It's supposed to be a lot more complex and complicated. Same word. Anyway, it's supposed to be a lot more complex this year. I don't think it's hard to learn. I think it's just a matter of watching videos and educating ourselves on the new builders so we can make a meta build for 2K23. Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to be watching some videos, and I want to know what your thoughts are on what they're saying. This video is just meant to be, a tutorial video in the sense, or educational video in the sense that I'm here to kind of put it all together so you don't have to go searching from YouTube channel to YouTube channel. So they're all here in my channel, so you guys can check that out. But let me know in the comments down below, if you think that this is the things that they're going to be saying as a dub or an L. So we'll be talking about it. I'll be discussing it through the video. Enjoy, guys.
Man, so first thing I'm going to say is the builder, from what I am told, is the same on both current and next gen. We only got to play next gen, so I am 100% sure this is the builder on next gen. But from what I'm told, the builder is exactly the same on next and current gen, okay? Or old gen and new gen, I think is what we're calling it now. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to say, get that out of the way so that y'all understand that. Now, let's move on. Okay, similar to the 2K22 builder, attributes are not solo, they are heavily connected. They were connected in 2K22 Next Gen Builder, but now they are heavily connected. I'll explain that in a second, but the basics remain when it comes to attributes. They're affected by height, weight, wingspan. Now, you can still have the good ball handle rating even with a maxed out wingspan, but as you can see at 6'11", it does impact the ball handle rating. 6'10" and below, you're good to go. Look on this screen right here, I'm on close shot, right? Do you see everything?
All right, so he's about to show us the breakdown of the builder and how the attributes interact with each other. So I'll let him explain.
Highlighted in yellow, right? So you got close shot, driving layup, driving dunk, post control, mid-range, free throw, vertical. Those are all things that are affected just by raising your close shot. Now you probably have to upgrade it to a certain point for some of those other bars to start going up, but you'll notice sometimes 4, 5, 6 other bars go up when you put up one attribute. So for example, I put my 3-point shot right here up to 99. You notice your mid-range and your free throw also go up. Now, even though you see that the close shot is not highlighted in yellow, that's because it's not directly linked to 3-point shot, but it is indirectly. What I mean by that is you put your 3-point shot up, your mid-range goes up. Mid-range is connected to close shot. But since your mid-range went up all the way to an 84, your close shot then goes up. Just because you put your 3-point shot up, you also now have mid-range, free throw, and close shot up. You're gonna notice this is a very big trend when it comes to attributes in this game. Now we're gonna do the same thing.
All right, so basically what he's explaining is that when you can't just, so like in NBA 2K22, you would put your 3-point shot up, you put all your shooting up, then you could put your finishing up, your playmaking up, your defense, your physicals, and you're good. You can make a meta build. But in this year, you can't. Basically, you have to almost specialize in one area, because as you put something up, another thing goes up. So the builder does not allow you to be meta basically and have 99 in all these different categories. You're going to have to really specialize in something. And that's something that I've noticed the YouTubers are really, really saying this year is 2K decided to create the builder in the sense that that they're having you specialize in something. So you can if you want to make a slasher, you make a slasher. That dude is going to be really good at slashing. You make a shooter, that dude's going to be really good at shooting. You make you want to focus on defense. There you go. So it'll be interesting for us big men because I'm already looking at this and I'm thinking, well, I need finishing, of course, so I can finish at the rim. I want to shoot this year. I do want to make a shooting center, maybe a popper build. So I also need shooting, and I'm going to be playing rec. I also need free throw and mid range, right? Because you need all those things in rec anyway. And I'm trying to make a comp build on top of it. And then I also need, as far as playmaking, my pass accuracy needs to be really good. I don't really care about ball handle and speed with ball. I'm not going to be driving to the hoop. I'm not going to be doing any dribble moves as a big guy. That's they don't do that. They don't do that. But I do need a pass. So as far as playmaking, I need my pass accuracy up. And then my defense and rebounding, I need most of those. I need definitely interior defense for sure. If I'm going to be a popper build, I'd like some perimeter D. I definitely want to steal, a mediocre steal, a decent steal, so I can play those passing lanes. I definitely need a block as a big man, and then I need to get my O boards and my D boards as a big man too. And then we still have physicals. So as a big man, I personally like to be fast so I can get down court, quicker or quickly. Not quicker. Guards are always going to beat me. I get that. But I at least want to get down there so I'm ready to defend or ready to make a basket. Acceleration, that's important, but no, I don't think that's important as speed. Like I said, I don't need quick first step. I'm not going to be driving to the hoop. But I definitely want some strength because I don't want to be bodied in the paint, especially as a center. Vertical, well, I'm okay with sacrificing the vertical a little bit because I'm going to be tall. That's my hope. I don't know exactly what I'm making yet. It's either going to be a 7 foot, 7'1", or 7 foot to 7'3". I don't really know yet. I kind of have to get in the builder and play with it. And then you got stamina. Stamina, I at least need a 90 stamina, at least based on 2K22. So I'm already thinking about this and I'm thinking, how are we going to play the big man? For point guards, point guard, you can just be really super good at shooting. Of course, you don't really need defense. You get your physicals up. Finishing can be mediocre. I know that as a PG, you always want to be able to drive to the basket at least for a nice lay, right? When you can, if not a dunk. So I think there's different positions where it's easier to specialize in a position. And for centers, I kind of like to do it all. So it'll be interesting to see how I create my build and how I balance. Sorry, guys. How I balance out my build there. So I just wanna let you know. Let's move forward, and I'm gonna show you guys. 2K Labs did a stream last night, and Laker fan was also on their stream, and he was also at Community Day, and he had some pretty interesting stuff to say.
I feel like, so obviously we all know kind of locks and bigs can be grouped together a little bit. As far as like, Wolf was just showing the 6'8" and was mentioning the versatility of it and how like a 6'8" could be a perimeter defender at the same time. And to me, if we're talking like what's going to be the best big man build or what's the meta, so to say, whether that's threes or pro-am, whatever the case may be. And pro-am's a little harder to differentiate between that because then you even have power forwards versus centers. And we don't know yet what's going to be back end pick and roll D type stuff. Like you would assume it's probably going to be power forwards and then centers in the corner, but
yeah,
I don't know. Low key, hang on. Okay, so I want to talk gameplay stuff while we're on that note. So Wolf, I'm curious, and I want to bounce this off you real quick. As far as the whole power forwards versus centers and which one's going to be guard and pick and roll D, I'm curious if you think if guards are struggling to score like really, really heavily, right, and you don't need to play as such high hedge defense, yet maybe mashing is still a problem, so to say. What do you think of maybe like a 7-footer or something like that, playing the back end pick and roll D for a little bit more height, and it's still very fast too, at like 77 speed I saw, and
yeah.
get a little bit more height, a little bit more rebounding involved, and maybe a little bit more match defense on the back end too.
It's funny you say that because I thought about that after like the fact of like seeing the gameplay and people talking about it. I think a back end. I think my first power forward, but I know I showcased a 6'8" to kind of do it all. But I think I would focus on maybe like a bigger build, like you said, like a 6'9", 6'10" kind of power forward. That's a little bit more, bigger and more paint oriented than trying to step up and guard the perimeter. Because we don't know. I mean, we don't know how guards are going to be able to move with the new adrenaline boost. What's going to be the meta. So
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
I still think though, like a center, like especially in comp pro am, you should have those specialized roles, right? So a power forward should be guarding the back of the P9. Your center should be a bigger player in the corner, just to like maximize the
Rebounding.
specialization of
Yeah.
each position. So
Yep.
So it's interesting that Laker fans already having the same questions. He also plays big. He actually plays more of an inside by history. We're a lot alike because by history we both have played more of an inside center. He just started shooting this year. I just started shooting this year also, coincidentally. But I'm wanting to shoot this year. I think he's wanting to stay more inside. But I think bottom line is we don't know how to make our build because they've gotten slower. So he actually, shout out to Laker fan, if you want to go check out his channel. He actually just dropped a video, I think it was last night or today, talking about the 7-footer being probably meta as far as all of the big men go between 7 feet and 7'3". So he's probably going to lean towards a 7-footer. It's interesting because I'm going to just kind of play with it and I'm going to spend some time really playing with it. I don't expect my first build to be all that good, to be honest, because we're just learning this builder. But I thought it was interesting that he's still having the same questions. Now let's go over to Shakedown. He's also in the same stream. I want to show you guys a little bit about, I want you guys to hear what he says because he was also at Community Day too.
This game's going to be crazy.
Man.
This game's going to be crazy, for sure. I can't wait to get my hands on retail.
Oh yeah. I can't wait either, man.
So
yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So just general question real quick. Your thoughts on the builder, anything you want to talk about in the builder, anything that you saw that you might find unique, or I know you dropped a build video, I think, earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Was that?
I did. I went in there with a mission, right? My first mission was, well, really, when you play with the builder, the first thing I think people are going to try to do is make their favorite build from 2K22.
Yeah. And
the problem with that is most people's favorite build could do just about everything. They were like walking demigods if you played X-Gen 2K22.
Right.
And those demigods, you can do a good job of making them again somewhat. But in those categories where you had high 80s before, and that was just good enough for you to get by, you're not going to have access to the badges that actually make it worth it. You know what I mean? So like before, when you had an 85 driving dunk and you had 93 ball and phenomenal defense, things like that.
You could just do everything.
Badges were free. They were just wherever they were, you could just equip them. So now, okay, it's like, nah, we're going to put those badges in a tier.
We haven't even talked badges, but I'll put that in another video. But basically, the badges have different tiers. Tiers 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Tier 1 is the cheapest. Tier 3 is the most expensive. And depending on your position, so it does matter what position, depending on your position, you will be given different badges same badges in different tiers. So basically, a center build is not going to really have any use for a slithery finisher. So that's going to be a Tier 1 badge. But they will have a huge need for like Rebound Chaser, for example. So that's going to be a Tier 3 badge. And then on top of it being in different tiers, the badges cost different money. So and that they're tied to attributes. So basically, long story short, if I have a 99 offensive and defensive rebound, then I'm going to be given a I'm going to have the chance to ramp up that tier 3 build, that tier 3 badge, Rebound Chaser, to Hall of Fame. But the Hall of Fame badge is going to cost 8 points. So I think it goes 4 points for Tier 1, 6 points for Tier 2, and 8 points for Tier 3 is what I've learned. So so yeah, I'll get the tier 3 badge, Hall of Fame, but will I actually get my player up there is a question, because I have only so many badges that I can use. So it'll be kind of interesting. I'm planning on dropping a bunch of videos explaining all of this too once I get in there. I'm gonna drop a badge video explaining badges, and there's a bunch of new badges, so I'll also be talking about what badges I think are best. I'm probably going to be focused more on center build, because that's what my day one build's going to be, and that's kind of my default position. I love playing center, but as we go through, as we go through the year, I do plan on making a power forward build as well. So I'll explain all of that when I get there, but we're going to start with center first. So I'm actually going to fast forward. I'm going to get you guys to this one spot. I want you to hear something that Shake says about specializing. I think it's really important for you guys to hear.
I think the adjustment that has to be made is kind of and that's kind of the problem with 2K in some ways, or some ways where, like if you go back to 2K21, couldn't block dunks, right?
Right.
And 2K overreacted in 2K22, and point guards were blocking center dunks, right?
Yeah, right.
So anybody could block dunks, right?
Right.
So then you have like, so now we're on 2K23. Everyone was left, right cheesing before. Guys that weren't even really that good at dribbling, that knew how to, navigate that right stick properly for certain combos. They were getting away with just speed boosting left, stopping and speed boosting the next way. So now they're gonna have to truly apply some skills to the right stick.
Yeah.
It's not to scare anybody. Like you can actually still do a lot of the stuff you were doing. Maybe not the left-right speed boosting.
Right.
But you could definitely get away with. I mean, you can pull off some amazing dribbles.
Right.
There's been some videos already coming out on that. So a lot of that is still there. You're just gonna have to pick and choose your spots, man. You can't get away with the same bag. Like if you're a one-trick pony, you can't do it, man. You got to come up with more. And if you can't come up with more, if your bag isn't that deep, you got to use your teammates.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is an adjustment. So those that have been playing a certain way for the past several years, because 2K hadn't made any major edits to the game, they're going to have to adjust. Those players are going to have to adjust this year. So it's going to be an interesting year. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll check you out in the next video. Hope this was helpful. Peace.
Mackay B.